Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're coming in from. You're welcome to this week's Forex Outlook with Great White FX for the 27th of November to 1st of December 2023. So without taking so much of your time, we're always going to start off with the economic calendar. We have some high impact news on Monday is looking calm. Monday is looking calm. Tuesday, also calm. Wednesday, high impact news on AUD, NZD. NZD has rates, cash rate, so it's going to be very, very important. Then we have some Euro high impact news. Then Thursday, well, to me, any week you don't have rate news, PMI, or FOMC is moderately calm. So let's head over to the chart. So as always, we're going to start off with US $100 index, Euro USD, GBP USD, gold, Euro, pound, pound yen, and Euro yen. So looking at the US 100, US 100 is NASDAQ variation for MT4's variation for NASDAQ 100. So those who trade on MT4 don't have access to NASDAQ. So NASDAQ is US 100 MT4's variation. This pair is still bullish, but it's reacting from this fair value gap on the weekly. You see, this daily fair value gap here, this level here, is equal to the consequent encroachment of this. It's almost the consequent encroachment of this entire fair value gap. So if we drop to the daily time frame, there's a little bit of a down move, but if we drop to the 4-hour and see that we don't have a break to the downside. So as long as this pair stays above 15,776, because it may sweep these lows or here, might see a deep retracement, it's going to go on for this 16,151. That's where most likely is going to still go for. So for this pair, any sell-off is a move to go higher. So that's what we need to bear in mind on this US 100. US 100 is still bullish. The dollar index is bearish. The dollar index is bearish. Dollar index is still bearish. Let's keep our mics on mute, except we want to talk. The dollar index is still bearish. Although last week's candle compared to the previous week wasn't so great, but if we drop down to the daily time frame, I believe this pair is going to come for 102.93, and this daily fair value gap has not been mitigated. So how do you play that out? If you drop down to your 4-hour time frame, the possibility exists that we might see a retracement. You're going to see a retracement probably into this fair value gap or this other block here. Then a move lower to probably 102.93. Then if it goes beyond this 102.93, you have this unmitigated fair value gap here on the daily time frame. That fair value gap is between 102.76 to 102.65. Dollar index bearish, any rally on it would be an opportunity for a short. Euro USD is still bullish. Euro USD is still bullish. Because when you're looking at your chart, you need to focus more with what you have on your right hand side. Although you have to look left to the right, but you need to have your attention more on your right hand side. This pair is still bullish. If we move into the daily, I believe this pair might still go for this high. This fair value gap here on the daily, it will try to close it up. I believe it will try to close it up. So that's what it's probably going in for. So if we go down to the 4-hour time frame, any retracement on this pair, any retracement, we have this other block here on the 4-hour. Any retracement will serve as an opportunity for 109.65. I believe it will still go for this 1.1 thousand, this psychological level. I believe it will still go for that level. So the Euro USD going into this new week is still looking bullish. GBPUSD, the GBPUSD is bullish. It overtook the euro in strength. If you look at, let's look at the weekly candle. Let's look at the weekly candle on the euro and that of the, you can see the difference is very clear. Let me hide all my drawings. This is the weekly candle for the Euro USD, and this is the candle for the GBP USD. You can see this was very strong. So GBP USD is still bullish, still pretty much bullish. I believe it's gone in for this fair value gap here. That's what I believe it's gone in for. So if we go down to the 4-hour time frame, any retracement on this pair within 124.49 to this high, within this block, will be an opportunity to bring price towards this fair value gap, and the level is out 1.2644 to 1.2653. So that's the draw going into this new week for the GBP USD. So the next one we're going to be looking at is gold. Gold is still bullish. Gold is still bullish. I believe it's still gone in, just like I said last week. It hit all the targets we pointed at. It's still going for 2000 and this high at 2009. Then most likely to go for 2020. As what I'm seeing on this pair for the time being, but it might make a bit of a retracement. We'll be watching this fair value gap here on the 4-hour. If price drops into it, because if you notice, price hasn't made any new high. It failed to make a new high here. So if it drops into this fair value gap, the first draw is going to be this 2009. Then the next, you just take it in increments, 2010. Then after 210, you have 2020. So that's where I believe the pair is going into this new week. So the next pair we're going to be looking at is Euro Pound. This pair is down. For now, it's down. If we look at it from the weekly, we can see a massive rejection from this weekly fair value gap. So this pair is down now. If we go to the daily, it's still in a steep retracement within this 186.49 to this high here. But if you look at the 4-hour, we already have some break below here. So for this pair, any rally on this pair will be an opportunity to bring it close to this area. So that's what we have on the Euro GBP. The Euro GBP is still bearish. So we have all these fair value gaps, imbalance here. So any retracement and rejection from any of these will likely see price come for 86.49. Then the next pair we're going to be looking at is pound yen. Pound yen is still very bullish. Just like I pointed out last week, I said that they might sweep this loose. And see, they swept it, didn't close below it, and moved higher. Let's look at this from the weekly. This pair most likely is coming for this high. There's a high here. Here. 1888.81. I believe that's where it's coming for first. If it gets beyond that, you have this weekly fair value gap at 191.40. But you have the consequent encroachment of that fair value gap first. Consequent encroachment is coming in at 189.50. So if it goes above this high at 188.81, you have 189.50 next. Then you have 190.41. Then you have 191.38. So those are the levels you'll be looking at on pound yen should it begin its bullish run. So for this pair, going into this new week, any retracement on this pair should be an opportunity to look for longs. Last but not the least, Euro yen. The Euro yen is, he's bullish, but he's not as convincing as the pound yen. If you look at the pound yen's weekly, you can see it has strength. But if you look at the euro dropped, then rallied. So, and if you look at this pair now on the 4-hour, it didn't close very above the previous weeks. So this pair is still bullish. But if you are to put money on longs, I prefer the pound yen. So for this pair, any retracement into this other block should offer an opportunity for a long to fill this fair value gap here. I'm probably gone for 164.30. So any question or any pair anybody want me to look at before we call it a night? Hello.
Thank you.
Okay. So in the absence of any question, I wish everybody a beautiful night's sleep, a blessed weekend, and a wonderful new month ahead. So good night, everybody, and thank you for taking your time to attend.